All right, let's continue with our enhancements. Select the figure. Okay, we did the column, right? We looked at the legend. Let's look at the x-axis and actually let's do x-axis. For example, values, let's turn it off. You see those values at the bottom will disappear. Now obviously we want them back. And as usual, like before, we can increase the size of those labels right there, the values of those ticks that you see in the x-axis. So these are the values here. This is the x-axis title, okay? So we'll come to that. So that's the title right there. You see, I can turn it off, and then this wrap will go away. Or rather, instead of wrap, let's make it, I don't know, salesperson maybe, if you like that better. And again, this area is now related just to this salesperson. So we can make it bigger. We can change the font type if you wanted to do so. Um, Control Z, I'll go to the previous one. Okay. X-axis, let's continue. That's the title there. Okay, very good. On the layout part, okay, I'm not sure what that does. Um, Title, okay. Oh, this one is important. Okay, you see concatenate labels. So you see Eve and Frank in West region, Charlie and Diana in the South. See what I did? If you do that, basically you're concatenating labels. So North, Alice, right? North is the region, Alice is the name. So they become like one. Now, of course, it's a bit too much there, so maybe make it a bit wider. But I don't prefer this one. I would rather have this one because now, right now I know that this is North and then Alice and Bob is in North. But maybe depending on different situations, you might go with this. Or sometimes, depending on how you drag and drop the different columns when you create this figure. By default, this might be on, okay? By default, if it looks like this, then basically you know where to go now. If you do not want to see it this way, you go to deformat your visual, go to x-axis, and then basically turn off this concatenate labels, and this will be separated out. Because we have got two variables here, right? The one variable is the region, the other variable is the rep, which you can see right here under this visual, create visual part, and then you see x-axis, region, and rep. So yeah, I'd rather have this way. That's some of the things you can do rather x-axis with the x-axis. With the y-axis, same idea. Let's see. Okay, for example, one thing about the y-axis. Right now we have numeric information here, right? And the maximum area is around like a little higher than this maximum value. But let's say I want to create some specific maximum value there. I can do 100,000. You see now 100,000 is the maximum. If I make it 150, 150 will be the maximum level in your data in this figure, which of course doesn't look very good. Now, if you accidentally make this very small, like 50,000, right now everything reaches pretty much to 50 or even less, let's say 20,000, right? Every region, sorry, every person in each of the regions have done more than 20,000, but if you set the maximum level too low, then of course you won't see that information there. Let's get rid of this. Okay, I just want to put auto there. If I don't put anything, I was expecting to see auto. Yep, there you go. If you delete it, it will become auto. Mm. Oh, let's see what this. Okay, this inverts the range. So now 0 is the top, it goes down. For this graph, that's not very good. Values, same thing, you can make it bigger. So these are the values in this case. Okay. Now, display units. Right now you see this 80K, 60K, so that might not be like that. That could have been like just 20,000 in full numeric form. So right now it's in thousands, okay. When it's auto, basically based on the data, it will try to find the best selection for you. And since the values were large, instead of writing the full 20,000, 40,000 with like a lot of zeros, it went with thousands format with the K value there. I mean, you could have made this millions, so then it will look like this. If you go with none, then it will show the exact value you see. Now you see 20,000, 40,000 in all numeric form like that. So I think here I'll stay with thousands, so that's a good way to show this, rather than putting lots of zeros there. And you can also put decimal points, in case you want to see a bit more detail, like 1 decimal point, 2 decimal point. I think 1 is enough here, but actually I would say on the y-axis I would prefer no decimal point at all. Okay, that's what I did there. Switch axis position, it will go either on the left side or right side. I think I'll prefer left side here. Title is this sum of sale, so you can either turn it off or put it back on, and let's give it a sum instead of sum of sale, let's just call it total sale. All right, that would make more sense, I think. Again, same idea, you can make it bigger, you can make it bold if you wanted to do so. You see it became bold. You can change the font type, etc. You can change the color and so on and so forth. Okay, so that's the y-axis. All right. The data labels. Yeah, let's look at that. So right now it's off. Now I will turn it on and pay attention on these bars here. And what do you see here? Well, you see the total amount of sale made by each person. The 62K is made by Alice, right? And if you wave with your mouse over that bar of Alice, you see Alice is in the north region and the sum of sale is 62,149. Okay, so this is very useful right now because when we just look at the bar chart, okay, it gives a general idea of where this person is. So this person, for example, Eve is somewhere between 60 to 80. It's closer to 80. I don't know. Probably I would just guess around 75 in this case. But when we put this value, we can directly see how much it is. Okay. Um, so um, Oh, what is the benefit of this? Well, right now you can just hover over the bars and see the values. But if you were to put this chart into a Word document or someplace else, you will not see that value, right? And this figure is now interactive. It will be not interactive there anymore. In the other place, it will be just a static image. So you will not exactly see the values there. With this, we can see it. But let's make it even better. So middle doesn't look good. So I would rather push it upwards here. So that's this orientation. No, that's not orientation, that's a position. So inside end will push it up at the end of the bar. Inside center is where they were located. Inside base will push them down. This is maybe useful too. I'd rather see it at the top because when you look at the top of this bar, I would like to see exact value right there because the height of this bar basically represents this value, right? So it makes all sense there. Um, okay, what else here? Title. Okay, so the title, if you turn it on, so the title is this, the series name, which it picks up the region name. I don't want to see that here. The value on, yeah, value is what we want to show there. So yeah, definitely that should be on. And it basically shows the sum of the value there, sum of the sale. There's some more details here. You can put a background into your number there in the back, like for example. You can make it a bit darker like this, and then if you go in here, you can change the transparency. If you decrease the transparency, it will be more darker like that. So let's keep it high. If you want to put that, if you don't want to put it, you can get rid of it. Um, the layout, there was something I was looking for. So the value, yes, under the value, okay, here. Decimal places, okay. Do you want to show any decimal places? Right now it doesn't. So let's make that 1. 2, okay, 1. So you see it will be, for example, 74.7K for Frank in the West region. If you make this 2, it will be 2 decimal places. I think 2 is a bit overkill here. If you really want to show decimal, I think I'll just go with 1. Okay. As I said, we want to kind of limit what we have. We don't want to put lots and lots of values and text in our figure here. Okay, and then display units. Right now it's thousands, But if I say none, then it will show the exact value. If I say millions, it will show in millions. Here it's not good because we don't have that range. We are in the thousands area between, somewhere around 50 to 100,000. So displaying units in thousands will make more sense here. So this right now our figure looks pretty nice actually with this change. Okay, what else? Okay, general, for example, here. Yeah, title. So this is the title. It says sum of sale by region, rep, and region. Okay, this doesn't look good. So let's change that. Total sale. Okay, so that's our title. We can put it in the middle. Let's make it bigger. And also another thing, once we add the title there, we can also add a subtitle. So subtitle is basically a smaller title that goes underneath it, maybe a bit more detailed information. So I will say sum of title, sorry, as total sale is the um, main title here, and then sale by region and rep. Sales by region and rep. Let's delete the other things there. Okay, let's put this in the middle too. Let's make this slightly bigger. This should be always smaller, or yeah, maybe a bit smaller than the main title. So total sales, sale by region, or you can even get rid of the sale word there. So by region and rep, maybe something like this. Okay. So this enhancement is under this general. Okay. So that's what I did there. Again, you can put some background here if you want. You can do different things. I'll leave that up to you. Yeah, so these are some of the main things I wanted to talk about regarding making your visualization better. There's a lot more, so please do check this out, see what they are, see what they do, so that you can have a better visualization there, or under this part. So there's some other things we didn't touch, but I think the main things we have talked about. So that's good. Another thing, so this x-axis title and the y-axis title, they should be the same size. Right now the x-axis is definitely bigger. So the title is 16. Let's make that 14. And y-axis I think was already around 14. Yeah, 14. So now they are the same size. Okay. Maybe another thing. The names and the regions is a bit small, I would say, the value. So let's make that 12. Yeah, they could be a bit bigger. Okay. So one thing, you should always have labels like this, both on the y-axis and the x-axis. You have the title. You should have the title for the x-axis and y-axis, like you see here. The title, this one might be there or might not be based on what you're doing. So right now, if the main thing is just this visualization and maybe a dashboard, I think the title makes sense to put it there. But if it is in a, where you write a report and you put the visualization there, and this may or may not be there. So that's a bit your choice. So we have legend here, again, depending on how you want to format it. You can either get rid of it or change the location and things like that. Okay. So yeah, so what we did was we select the figure and then go here, which is format visual, and then you can change a few things here. So we looked at x-axis, y-axis, the legend. We looked at the columns. We looked at data labels, and under general, we looked at title. Okay. So there's a few more things you can see and check them out and see what they do. All right. Thank you.